Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dan here with GrapeVineRecording, and I just wanted to make a really quick video. Now, I'm going to preface this. I don't want to sound like I'm ranting, and I don't want to sound like I'm preaching. Now, these are the two things that people say usually when they start ranting or preaching, and if it does come across that way, then I do apologise. I'm in the middle of working on a movie right now, and there's kind of like a debate that I've been involved in, or not involved in, but I've been seeing, right? And I just wanted to kind of throw my 2 cents in. Now, you might not have any knowledge about this debate, and it completely transcends audio. It completely transcends, audio for films. Like anything, it can kind of relate to any job, I guess. But this is kind of my opinion, right? So, I've been freelance for a year since I left university. Now, I didn't necessarily want to be freelance, nor do I now or ever have any real desire to be freelance. It's something that I might do later on in my career, or at least it's something that I plan to maybe do later on in my career, but I definitely did not want to be doing it now. And the idea of being freelance was that you go and source all your own work, and you be self-employed or own a company, and run it yourself, like me with Grapevine. And you're kind of not affiliated to any of like a big company. So if you're not freelance and you're kind of just working for, a post-production house, for example, you are not freelance. You work for them. They give you work to do. You do it. Where when being freelance, you've got to go and source your clients yourself. Now, this is pretty difficult, and it brings on a whole lot of other challenges, such as having to try and run a business as well as try and do the job. But it's quite freeing, you get to choose what work you want to do and things like that. And that's why people like to do it. Not necessarily something that I want to do now or in the future, but it's a situation that has presented itself to me because basically I couldn't get a job by any other means. So I basically had to do it to continue to survive and do this job. The point that I want to get to is the idea of working for free. Now, it's a pretty touchy subject, and it's not even just a touchy subject in the audio industry, in the film industry, in the entertainment industry, or anything like that. It's kind of just a big kind of talking point for anyone who works, like should your services be offered for free? And if a client requests that you work for free, should you do it? It's kind of got pros and cons, but I just want to kind of let you know my 2 cents on the situation, because I want this channel, for rightly or wrongly, to kind of just be an insight into my path through this career. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of this content that I'm doing is for the benefit of everyone who's watching, but as well, it's kind of just for me. It's a way that I can kind of remember things that I've done in the past and to be able to catalogue my journey. So that's why I kind of want to throw this out as well. If you don't like it, that's fine. My opinion is this. Sometimes you've got to work for free. That's kind of the short version of it. A lot of the times, paid work isn't there. Now, there's a bigger, more ingrained problem, I guess, within the industry that people expect you to work for free. And it might be a problem that if you don't work for free, the work just won't be there and someone else will do it. That's something that I've found myself when I started. When I went to university, there was a big mantra said in university is that you should never ever work for free because you're a professional, and the way that you are considered a professional by definition is that you get paid for the work that you do. Therefore, that is your profession, and then you are a professional, obviously. When I first left university, I didn't have any credits, I didn't have any experience, but I was still vehemently behind the idea that I shall not work for free, which didn't really get me very far. Don't get me wrong, there was about 4 months before I even got a sniff of the first job or the first client or the first opportunity that I had, and that was to work on a movie for free, which I said no to. I thought I'll stand by my guns and I will say to the client, the producer, the director, no, I'm a professional, and if you want me, you must pay me. To which they swiftly went and got someone else who would do it for free. Now, again, that's probably a bigger issue within the industry, that people will go, well, if you're not going to do it for free, I'm going to get someone who will. And the nature of the industry is there probably always will be someone who will do it for free, or at least for a lot less money than you would have requested. That was kind of my introduction to the cold hard, world of this. So after that, I had to kind of have a little bit of a word with myself and be like, listen, Dan, if you want to do this, you're going to have to do it. You haven't worked for 4 months. You've had no clients. You've had no opportunities, no projects. And you're basically just sitting here waiting for an opportunity to come to you, which, as we all know, doesn't necessarily happen. So after 4 months, I hadn't worked on anything. My Pro Tools knowledge was starting to dwindle. My memory was getting a little bit lax. And creatively, I was kind of just in a little bit of a rut. Hence why there was no videos on this channel. So I had to have a word with myself and be like, look, if you want to go and do it, you've got to actually go and do it. If a job comes along, you're not really in a position to say no to it, even if it is for free, because it's either you work for free or you don't work. So in my situation, I was saying no to work, even though it was free, but I didn't have anything else to do. So why? Why not do it? Even if it's just to get used to working on Pro Tools again. Get the experience of working on a movie, because I'd never done it outside of university. So I was thinking, who am I to say no? Yes, I want to be a professional. Yes, I want to be paid for the work that I do. And, I've been to university. I'm quite a bit in debt. I want to be able to start paying that back. But if that opportunity is not there, who am I to say no? Basically, what I ended up doing was taking every opportunity that come my way. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of help from friends who were working in the industry, who were working on movies, who kind of helped me out, and they know who they are. And I will forever be grateful to them for that. But when we were working for free, it allowed me to get an insight that I would never have had. It allowed me to make mistakes. It allowed me to make good things. It allowed me to make contacts, to build network, to learn how to speak to these people who I'd never ever spoke to before. And that knowledge is invaluable. And then after that, the next lot of films come round. When you've worked with a director once and they like the work that you do, the next one comes round. And at that point, you've got a little bit more clout to be able to say, well, listen, I want to get paid. I've done a job for you. I've done it for free. You've liked it. You've tried me out. You want to work with me again. I'm going to have to get paid for it. And in my experience, and again, this is my experience and it'll be different for everyone else, I've had a 100% success rate when asking for money on the second time for them to actually pay me. Again, I'm not saying that they're paying me mega bucks where I can quit my day job. Not at all. I'm not saying that in the slightest. But the directors have realised and they've attributed a value to the work that I do that they're willing to pay for, which is great. Because again, the most, another important thing to remember is that if you're working for free or working for £100,000, the quality of work has to be the same. They're paying for you. It's not a tiered system where, someone's only giving me £10, therefore they're only going to get £10 worth of work. That's not the case. It's definitely not the case with me. I'll do my best job whether someone gives me 100 grand right now or whether I have to work for free. The work is going to be the same. It's just, it'd be nice to get paid. So one of the other reasons why I'm mentioning this is that opportunities tend to come back around, and all of these free things that you're doing, or the little projects, or where you're helping people out, they're all seeds that you sow that you hope one day will start paying off. And I guarantee you they will. I know for a fact that even right now, there are these things that I did 6 months ago that I thought, why am I even doing it? Why am I up at 2 a.m? Why am I driving wherever it is that I drive to record the sounds of waves when I'm not even getting paid for it? And now these are all starting to pay off. I'll tell you as a quick story. A guy who I know asked me to help out on a project. Didn't get paid. Didn't get a credit. No one will ever know that I ever did it. In your own head, you'd think, well, why do it? Why do it? But he was a friend. I kind of liked the project that he was doing. And I was in a position where I couldn't refuse because I had nothing else on. So I did it. Fast forward till this week. So about 6 months, fast forward. he speaks to a guy who's after a field recordist to go and help work with him, on and off, for about 3 months, which is paid. Who does he recommend? I get a call saying there's a guy here who wants help with some stuff. It's paid. I give him a call and he goes, "Oh, you helped so-and-so with his project. You seem like a good guy. Sure. Here's the gig." Situations, the universe makes things right at times. And there's a lot of time, and most of the time you don't believe it to be true. But all this free work pays off in some way some way, shape or form. Now, I'd definitely say that if you're not going to get anything out of the project, if it's just a complete waste of time, then yeah, sure, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you can gain any ounce of value out of it, then I would wholeheartedly say go for it. There's more value than just money. It's experience, it's contact, it's having fun. I've worked on a couple of projects which are for free again. They are free, but the people are cool and it seems fun to do. I'd never worked on an animation before. I had an opportunity to work on one, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. I got, didn't get paid. I've took something from it. I had an enjoyable time, and I think, you've just got to find value. You've got to find what your point is. If you want to just come and make a load of money, it's probably not the best industry to go into in the first place. But, you've got to find them other little bits of happiness that you consider valuable enough to go and seek out. And that's what I've done. And that's what that is absolutely what I've done. And for rightly or for wrongly, or for better or for worse, or anything like that, these are now the situations that I'm in, which are potentially going to start paying off. And now think, I've done it for a year. What if you'd done it for 5 years? What situations may present themselves then? Don't get me wrong, it'd be phenomenal if the very first, as soon as you go, right, I'm going to go freelance, and then you get, a gig working for Disney or whatever, that would be the absolute best thing in the world. Or you could do one film for free, and then that guy ends up, that free movie goes to Cannes, and then after that you're working in Hollywood. That's the dream, and I honestly hope that if any of you guys end up going down that road, that's the situation that happens to you. But a lot of the times it isn't, and it is a slog, and you've got to have a good core around you. I've got a phenomenal family who are helping me out, don't put a lot of pressure on me, and just want me to kind of keep doing this and get, as much enjoyment and pleasure and passion and hopefully a little bit of money out of this as possible, because, that's why we do it. So, again, I didn't want to preach, and you can completely disagree with this, and that is absolutely cool. It really is. But I've just found that in a lot of the circles that I see online, or people who I converse with, there's a lot of bitterness about working for free, and a lot of the times these are people who are in full-time work who say you should never work for free. And it's a lot easier said than done. And for me, I've been through it, and I've made the mistake of being that way and being so close-minded about it, because I do believe it is being close-minded. It will pay off. Just stick with it. It might not seem like it does, but positivity and doing good work and enjoying what you're doing will help. Believe me, it will help, and it will pay off. So as I say, I just wanted to kind of put my opinion in. I had a couple of minutes that I just wanted to talk it, because it was one of them that I'd seen that much about, and I was like, I don't agree, and I hate the idea that maybe people are in the same boat as me. When you look around your group of peers and everyone's saying one thing, and you've got to, in the back of your own mind, you're like, well, I don't agree with that, but you kind of feel like you've got to, because there's no one else speaking the opposite. And but yeah, work on projects, do it, because it's fun. It really is. And there are some good eggs out there who you will, bump into, who will try the best to help you out as much as possible. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Again, dismiss it if you wish, but I just wanted to put it out there. But this has been Dan with Grapevine Recording. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments if you've got any opinions on this below, and I'll be sure to get back in touch with you. But yes, speak to you all very soon. Bye bye.